people are always looking for heroes where there aren't any. In the music industry, Hollywood, the politicians, everybody you see on TV, they are part of the rigged reality. Make no mistake about it. Some may appear to be anti-establishment, such as Kurt Cobain, but nothing could be further from the truth. Just a front when he was nothing more than a controlled puppet. He would never have been pushed on TV and had this major record deal if he wasn't a puppet for those that pull the strings from behind the scenes. First off, let's take a look at this quote as I shown before with Jimi Hendrix. Music is not just fun. It's a powerful channel of communication that can be used to influence the conscious and subconscious minds of men. You can hypnotize people with music, and when you get them at their weakest point, you can preach into their subconscious what we want to say. That's what it's all about when it comes to music. So many people, basically, they live their lives, they pattern their lives after their so-called heroes. They pattern their look, their philosophy on life, on their favorite idols, not only in Hollywood, but the music industry, and those they see on TV. Now, I found this pretty interesting when it comes to Nirvana and Kurt Cobain during this 1992 MTV Music Awards. When they receive an award, take a listen to their acceptance speech. Basically, nothing but mockery. Take a listen to Chris Novoselic and Kurt Cobain, what is said here.
You can't believe everything you see in here now, can you?
You know, it's really hard to believe everything you read.
Just take a look at that face. Look at that big smile. Nothing but mockery. 100%.
Remember Joseph Goebbels.
Now, you heard him say, remember Joseph Goebbels. Now, pay attention to how the audience reacts. I'm sure 99% haven't even heard of Joseph Goebbels, and they seem downfunded, no reaction whatsoever. Just like a bunch of mindless zombies in the audience. They're like, how should we react to that? We're not sure. And basically, what it comes down to is Joseph Goebbels. Propaganda works best when those being manipulated are confident they are acting on their own free will. Okay, that's what it all comes down to. Also, the quote, when it comes to, what Kurt Cobain said about, you can't believe everything you read with Mark Twain going back in time. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Kurt Cobain, basically, just like Mark Twain, no hero, another Mason in the game, just more mockery. The same thing with Kurt Cobain here, basically saying this, and you can see the glee in his face when he's talking. Let's play this once again. Just take a look at that smile, just a form of mockery.
To believe everything you read.
Nothing but mockery. He's mocking his fans, his so-called fans that have no clue. He is a sellout. Unfortunately, a lot of fans of Nirvana are not going to like this, but this is a sad truth. The lyrics of their songs over the years have been given to them, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more. First off, let's take a look at this quote as well. When it comes to the music industry with David Bowie, who's been in the music industry for decades, rock has always been the devil's music. I believe rock and roll is dangerous. Very, very important to understand. They come out and they even tell you how music is nothing more than basically Satanism. Take a listen to this, also the same exact award show on MTV, just like with Kurt Cobain and Nirvana with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Take a listen to what's taking place here. Basically, Flea is talking in tongues. Just mockery. Now take a listen to what Anthony Kiedis says here.
I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to thank Satan.
He would like to thank Satan. First thing he says. It's pretty easy to understand what's taking place with the music industry. I'm not saying all music is bad, but when it comes to the mainstream music, again, the lyrics for these singers, for these bands, they are given to them from those behind the scenes. They're not going to leave it up to chance to let these artists create their own music. That's why so many people call mainstream artists sellouts, because they change their look somewhat, they change their songs up because, of course, they have sold out, and now they're singing songs that are given to them. And when you see quotes like this with Kurt Cobain, the duty of youth is to challenge corruption, this is the biggest joke. This guy is part of the corruption. I'll demonstrate that right now. Now, taking a look at Nirvana's final album that was released, called In Utero, which basically means in the wound. I'll get more in the occult of this album and Gillian G. Garr in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at this photo within the album with the illustration, all the photos inside the actual album here. This is a very infamous image with Kurt Cobain leaning towards the photographer with this curious look on his face. And you see what looks like a P and what looks like an airplane, which many people have seen before. When you flip it over, you get your 9/11 with the airplane. Okay? This is all about the concept of the law of reversal, which I'll get into in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the actual shirt without it being covered whatsoever. It's based on Flipper. This is a group from back in the 80s based in San Francisco, California. This is how clever they are. Just covering enough where you see the 9/11 in reverse. Okay, this is all about Satanism, where they learn how to do things opposite, to hide things, to conceal things. Okay? From Crowley goes back even further to Eliphas Levi. I've shown this many, many times. The law of reversal. Learn to write backwards, walk backwards, think backwards. They say the Lord's Prayer backwards in the Satanic Church. This is, again, to conceal things. Do things coded. Now, again, take a look at the image itself. Okay? Now, take a look here, where there's nothing new under the sun, with Supertramp, another group, another sellout group, and you see the same basic concept. It's like 2 11s in the 9 backwards. You flip it over, and you get your 9/11 exactly, just like Nirvana and Kurt Cobain right here. Okay? People are nothing more than puppets. Okay? Now let's take a look once again. And also notice the orange juice, as I mentioned before, which is 33 in numerology. I'm going to show many forms, many, I should say, examples of 33 throughout this matrix, this world, nothing but lies and deception. He's also wearing an orange top. In this image, of course, looking through the side of an airplane window. Okay, now let's take a look at this comparison photo with Supertramp compared to Nirvana. And they're, again, pictorial, they're images from In Utero. Take a look, once again, the 9/11 backwards, just like with Supertramp right above the towers. Now, reversed, exact same thing. You get your 9/11 with the little airplane over the 9/11. Now, understand as well, for those that follow my channel, they'll know this. When it comes to the Twin Towers construction starting in 1968, and of course the towers coming down in 2001, that is exactly 33 years. And that, again, I'm going to show many references when it comes to Kurt Cobain and that number 33. Now take a look here, Donald Trump, another puppet in the game, and you see the 9/11 with this seemingly innocent mattress commercial. How they love to mock, and they put these 9/11 on the sheep. Now many people don't understand the 9/11 reference. It's all about the Bible in Revelation 9:11, where the Antichrist is named as Apollyon or Apollo, the destroyer. The only verse in the entire Bible where the Antichrist is named. Take a look here. Again, the reference with 9/11, and of course, the reference to it being the emergency calling system, which just so happened to be put in play in 1968, the same exact year the tower's construction started. Now, another interesting point, the very first 9/11 call ever made, February 16, 1968, was made in Haleyville, Alabama. Okay, take a look here. You get Haleyville and you get your 33. Again, I'm going to show many, many new references to that number 33. This is basically the devil's number, where it states in the Bible in Revelation how 1/3 or a third or 33% of Lucifer and his fallen angels were thrown down to earth. And they're the ones behind this, all their bloodline. are all behind this deception, deceiving the whole entire world. Now, another example when it comes to 9/11 and the sellouts that are all in the music industry. Here's another example with Michael Jackson. You see blood on the dance floor. You see the clouds in the back. They're shaping the form of buildings. You see the Masonic checkerboard. And you see where his arms are pointed. As I shown before, just so happens to be at 9/11. This is how the Satanists work. They love to mock and also giving us warnings before their planned events. This is basically, again, they're psychopaths behind the wheel, controlling things, controlling this world. And this is how they love to mock. And again, giving those that have good discernment warning. But very few can understand this entire concept and don't see what's right in front of them. Now, as I showed earlier with the 1992 MTV Music Awards, found it pretty interesting. Between segments, between awards being presented, they show these race cars. Just take a look what's right in front of you. You got your 311 with these race cars. This is how they love to mock, putting it right in front of your face. And people have no clue what has taken place. MTV, nothing more than Masonic TV. Now, taking a look here, going back in time. Again, I'm going to make a lot of connections when it comes to 33. Of course, with Albert Pike, former Southern general, basically the founder of the KKK, a 33rd degree Mason. He stated himself that Lucifer is the true God. Okay? Again, talking about the KKK, the reason they changed the C to a K, so you get your 11, 11, 11, you get your 33. They all work by the number system. We communicate through letters, through languages. They communicate through the number system. This is the way they operate. Now, one thing interesting about Albert Pike, of course, to get to this level, people behind the scenes, they promoted him to this level. When you have a 33 name, you're going to be promoted in this world. Albert Pike, you get your 33 as well. Okay? You have to have some talent. You have to have something about you. Just having a 33 name is not enough. But if you have a 33 name and you are a sellout, and you go along with the program, you'll make it very high in this world. Now let's take a look at Kurt Cobain once again in Nirvana. What do you see here? The ripped jeans. This is all biblical. Everything they do, there's a reason. This is all about the Bible reference where Moses told his sons not to tear their clothes. Do not have your hair unkept. Look at these guys with their basically sloppy type hair, long hair. And I know what some are going to say. Some people are going to say, oh, Jesus had long hair. That's absolutely false. There's no images in the Bible with Jesus Christ with long hair. Give him the long hair as a form of mockery. 100%. Now, also take a look here with Kurt Cobain's hand sign. This is also the sign of benediction. Another form of mockery. Once again. Now, again, when it comes to Kurt Cobain, let's take a look at his name. Okay? Just so happens to be 33. Again, you will be propped up. The so-called elite behind the scenes believe you have some type of talent. You have a 33 name. You will make it far in this world. Okay, you also get the initials. Get your K and C, which I shown earlier here. The KKK and Albert Pike. You get your K for 11. You get your C for 3. Again, you get your 33 coded. Just like I showed earlier with Kurt Cobain, you get your double 3s both ways with his initials and his full name. And it's not always, when it comes to these people behind the scenes, those that run this world, you can have a first name or last name or full name that equals 33. And I'll give examples of that in a little bit as well. Just like Courtney Love, supposed girlfriend. What do you get here with Courtney? You get your 33. See how they synchronize all this. Also, find it pretty interesting as well when it came to the end of Nirvana. And you have David Grohl here. Let's take a look here what you get. Okay, that's Courtney. You get Dave Grohl. You get Grohl. You get your 33. No doubt a sellout. Just take a look at this image here. You have the trident or devil's pitchfork. He's doing the sign of silence as well. Just like so many puppets in the game. You get Darwin. You get Obama. Clinton. Now I'm going to continue on with Nirvana, but before doing so, I want to make sure that people that think this number 33 is just a coincidence, let me break it all down. Again, showing the sign of science with Charles Darwin, a closer look. This is all Masons, all either Masons or puppets of the Masons in the game. No doubt Charles Darwin was a Mason, propped up, because again, Darwin is 33. Let's take a look. More recently, it's propped up by the media, by those behind the scenes that own and control the media, and that's Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you see the devil horns. Okay? Take a look here. Why is his name Neil deGrasse Tyson? Why are they fitting in his middle name? Because Neil and Tyson isn't 33, but deGrasse is. Okay? Now, take a look here. So I showed before the 311 band. Just a creation doing the devil horns. You see the serpent. Let's take a closer look here at one of their album covers. Of course, 3 times 11 is 33. You get the satanic lightning bolt like it states in Luke chapter 10 verse 18 in the Bible, where Jesus beheld Satan falling from heaven as lightning. Let's take a closer look here as well. Again, the devil horns, 311, Masons. Okay, New Age group, all about Satanism. You can just show them from their song 311 down, and you have the guitarist with the number 33. So make no mistake about it, 311 is all about the 33. Another example with Justin Timberlake, as shown before, with the 2 black females, the 3 and 3. Of course, the KKK. This is again a form of mockery as well. These 2 black females, these models. When it comes to the movie industry, Pulp Fiction, in the pawn shop scene, you get the car. Well, everybody's focusing on Bruce Willis with his bloody shirt. Little car here with the 33 on it. Just their way of saying we own it all. Now, as far as predictive programming when it comes to news stories, you have this movie called Dream House that was released back in 2011. I Kill Them All. Okay? Now take a look here. During the scene of this movie, you have a medical doctor's card, and you have the address of 1103. Of course, again, just coded for 33. See the Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Pointed this out before. With this hoax, this psyop, was supposedly Robbie Parker losing his 6-year-old daughter. Of course, you see him here smiling. The reason they came up with the whole entire concept of his name, Robbie Parker, because Robbie is 33 and Parker is 33. You never saw a single drop of blood, not a single bullet hole in this school. This is nothing but a 100% hoax. And of course, the daughter with the devil horns. Just nothing but a young actress using the sick and twisted how they use the youth as far as pushing their propaganda. Now, taking a look here at Calvin Klein, this billboard, of course, again, you get your 311 with CK. Now, taking a look at this comedian, Louis CK, he had his name altered to Louis CK from Louis Zleckley, just to get, again, your 311. Louis 311, nothing but a sellout, nothing but a puppet. His name was not derived from him. It comes from those behind the scenes. Now, going back in time a little bit here, with Superman and Clark Kent. Again, CK with Clark Kent. You got Superman with the diamond, basically emblem on his chest. You get your diamond for 33, as I shown before. So CK 33, diamond 33 on his chest. You get Mel Gibson and director George Miller. This is for the filming of Beyond Thunderdome. You see the devil horns. Okay? So you have the director, George Miller. Miller is 33. And you have Mel Gibson, who is 33 as well. Now, another interesting Miller, when it comes to TV shows, is his fictitious character, Barney Miller. You see here in the very opening, they have the Twin Towers. Miller, 33, and the Twin Towers, like I stated earlier, came down after 33 years. Now, I found this very interesting with this one episode going back to 1981. This is how they do it. The world of Freemasonry is the world of opposites. Truth in movies, lies in the news. Take a listen to what is said here. When they arrest the supposed conspiracy theorist, take a listen to what is taking place here.
To plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries and create an international community. George
Take a listen here. He mentions George Bush.
Bush. Now, you remember at the convention, everybody thought it was going to be Ford for Veep. You know what happened? David Rockefeller just picked up a phone, put in a call. Hey, Ronnie, forget Jerry, it's George. Bye. No matter who won in November, they had their man in the White House.
Now, you heard the mention of David Rockefeller during the episode of Barney Miller. Taking a look again at the Twin Towers from Barney Miller. Each tower was 110 stories. It just so happens David Rockefeller's Twin Towers were 110 stories again. In numerology, Rockefeller is 110. You take away the 0, numerology, zeros are nothing. You get your 11 for the Twin Towers. So David Rockefeller is basically 11 for the Twin Towers. Now, carrying on with more members of Club 33, I should call it. Take a look here at Daryl, Hannah, and Splash. You see the orange type mermaid outfit, of course. Take a look here at Daryl, Hannah. You get your 33. Get your 33, you get propped up in this world. Like I said earlier, orange is 33 as well. Now, taking a look here, I found pretty interesting when it comes to Bill Gates during this visit to this tech school. Take a look at what's taking place here.
The design, the software, all this stuff. Cool.
Really quick, he throws up those devil horns. And what do you see in the back here? You see the horn deity looks like a bull in the back. You get a still image here of the devil horns. These people that make it on the top of this world, they're all satanic masons. Just take a look at Bill Gates, 33. Okay? For those that don't understand this calculator, I'll include a link in the description below this video. You could download and use this numerology calculator and figure out all the numbers on your own as well. Now, getting back to Bill Gates, devil horns, and you'll understand he's fully aware that his name is 33, of course. Company logo of Microsoft, and you see the hidden 33 in plain sight. Everything's in plain sight in this world for those that have eyes to see. People talk about conspiracy theorists. You don't understand the ones pulling off the conspiracies own and control the TV, therefore own and control your mind. And of course, this 33 conspiracy is nothing new. It goes way back in time to the very beginning. Let's take a look here. Another example with Monty Hall. You see here throwing up the 666 hand sign. The esoteric meaning is 666. The exoteric meaning for the public is just A-OK. There's two meanings, one for the public and one for those behind the scenes that own and control this world. The masses have been given false meanings for everything. This is, again, the whole concept of keeping the masses under control, keeping the masses ignorant. And again, the basis of human control. That's what it's all about. Now, another 33. When it comes to Hollywood, it's Bo Derek. Again, another 33. By the way, I want to mention, talking about Hollywood, I mentioned this before, but very, very important with these occultists. We're given false meanings for everything once again. We're told they had a grove of holly trees in that area. That's why they named it Hollywood, which is absolutely incorrect. The true meaning of Hollywood, the ancient Druids used to make witches' wands and magic wands out of holly trees. So that's how you derive the name Hollywood. Hollywood is nothing more than witchcraft. Okay, just to carry on a bit more. I'm going to get back on topic with Nirvana. But let's continue on here with another character on the world stage. A very important person I want to get into. The whole concept of Club Number 9. I'll get into that. Explain this first with Joan Rivers' fake name. Besides hiding her Jewish heritage, changing her name from Joan Alexandra Molinsky to Joan Rivers for a reason. born in 1933. You get your 33, and you get your 33 with Joan Rivers. Understand, they don't devise these concepts out of thin air. There's always a reason to get your 33. Okay? And also, she supposedly passed away at 81. You get your 8 and 1 and 9. I'm going to get to that in a little bit with club number 9. It's not club 27. It's really club number 9, and there's a reason for that. Now, taking a look at, again, another member of club number 9, and that is Robin Williams with the diamond sign. The double horns, the guy next to him, dual double horns. Nothing but a sellout. Wouldn't make it on top of this world in Hollywood if he didn't sell out long ago. Just taking a look here at Robin Williams. Another member of the club number 9. Supposedly passed away at the age of 63. 6 and 3, of course, is 9. And supposedly died on August 11th. August is the 8th month of the year. You get your 811. You get your coded for 88. By the way, just so happens there's 88 spotlights for the lights during their the 9/11 remembrance. The lights in the sky, which they call it. Just another form of mockery with the occult. Now, find it interesting with Robin Williams' name here. You get 66. Basically 3 and 3. Another occultic number, 66. Just like this Grand Sovereign Commander, you get your 33 twice on these diamonds or pyramids. 3 and 3, 3 and 3. Take a look here as well with this hoax. I've covered many times the Chilean miners. They made a movie. When you ever see a movie based on a supposed real life event, you know it's a fabrication. Part of their fabricated history. You get your dual 33s as well. Supposedly 33 trap miners. Give me a break. Nothing but liars, nothing but frauds. Another scene, as I've shown many times, scene from Full Metal Jacket, while you're looking at the prostitute. Right behind her is your dual 33s once again. And you have your eagle for Freemasonry. The eagle or the phoenix right in the back. Taking a look here as well. I found this very interesting. Going back in time to this song, 99 Luft Balloons. Very popular singer from Germany, Nena. Just take a look at what's taking place here. Several things taking place here. Out of nowhere, you get your 33s in the background. Just for whatever reason, they put 2 3s for 33 in the back while she's walking through this supposed minefield. And she mentions Captain Kirk. You get your, of course, C and K for 311. Now, to move on, I'll cover Star Trek a bit. Well, actually, let me continue on here. One other aspect I want to mention with Nina. And you see here, during the playing this video, you see the skull and bones earring. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But now, getting back to Star Trek, this one scene, this one episode regarding population, the overpopulation of this one so-called planet. What do you see here? You see the diamond shapes. They love the diamond for 33. And you see the people in the back. You see the reflection. They love the mirror image masonry. Taking a look here at this episode called Trouble with Tribbles. The whole entire concept, again, always revolves around masonry when it comes to Gene Roddenberry. Take a look here when it comes to tribbles. Okay, came up with this concept. Again, did not just pull the name tribbles out of thin air. It's always based on that 33. Now, before there was Captain Kirk, there was Captain Pike. Like I mentioned earlier, there's Albert Pike. Now you have Captain Pike. You see Captain Pike with Captain Kirk. Okay? And after Star Trek went off the air in 1969, and like I mentioned before in a previous video, this was all about pushing the idea of space. Once they supposedly landed on the moon, they no longer needed Star Trek for the time being. They brought it back in 1987 with Captain Picard. Now, talking about coincidence theorists out there, like I always mention, if you think this is just a coincidence, you are definitely a coincidence theorist, with Picard being 33 as well. That's how far they go. These numbers might not mean anything to you. It means the world to them, obviously. Now, take a look, going back in time again with Star Trek, the original series. You know, these characters, the black and white, just all about Freemasonry. And the entire concept of black and white, again, duality. Now, take a look here. Actually, Gene Roddenberry, you see here this 3-foot USS Enterprise. Of course, Masonry is an enterprise. Taking a look here, again, the concept with the Enterprise, the NCC 1701. Again, they don't just pull this out of thin air. He doesn't pull it out of thin air. Take a look here at the Pythagorean numerology chart. You get your NCC. Let's take a look. So using the calculator so you can visually see what's taking place. You get your N, you get your 2 C's, you get your 11, and going back to the Enterprise itself, you get your 11 here, and you add your 1, 7, and 1, and you get your 9. You get your 9, 11 in reverse. Just like, a little bit off topic, just like K9 with police. K is the 11th letter in the alphabet. You get your 9. You get your 9, 11 as well. As, of course, police, as I mentioned many times, police in numerology is 33. So it just shows how they own and control every aspect of our society. Let's take a look here. Again, when it comes to Star Trek, the whole idea, Nazi symbol, again, the skull and bones, and Nazi, the SS, Spock and Kirk. Just another image with this one episode. Mirror, mirror, the evil Enterprise crew. Get your pirate type outfits. It's all about skull and bones. George Bush, Freemasonry, and skull and bones. Taking a look here at the concept of pirates or pirate. You get your 33. Okay? Also taking a look at this photo of Captain Kirk. You see the Nazi salute as well. Now, this is from episode number 33. Okay, it aired in October 1967. They had a remastered version which aired on November 11th. You get, of course, November is the 11th month of the year, so you get your 1111, your 1111, all about Masonry. I found this interesting too. With the production number, you get your 6 and your 9, front and back, and you get your 33 in the middle. Of course, 0 is nothing. Every little detail, all about the occult. Now, taking a look, I find this pretty strange here, this episode of The Devil in the Dark, the caverns of this one mining planet. Of course, when I mentioned the Illuminati, the so-called Illuminati, which is nothing more than Freemasonry. You see Captain Kirk holding a phallic symbol. This is some type of weapon. Give me a break. Totally disgusting. The sick and twisted Illuminati. Illuminated and they're naughty. That's what it's all about. Take a look here. Talking about Freemasonry, the Scottish Rite. Highest degree, the 33rd. And you see Scotty playing the bagpipes. Okay? Now take a look here as well. Just more examples as I showed before. How they own and control it all. Every aspect of our society. The Indy 500. 33 cars. You get 3 rows, 11 deep for 33. Super Bowl power outage. From a few years back, the Ravens versus 49ers. 33-minute long delay. Just saying we own it all. With news stories. With El Chapo. Nothing but a CIA operative. Supposedly digging down 33 feet deep to make his escape. All you need to know or see is that number 33. You know he's owned and controlled by them. Okay? I'm not saying if you have a 33 name, you are evil or you're a sellout or you're a Mason, but if you're part of this rigged reality on TV, you are part of the club of 33. Okay, another example here. I'll get back to Nirvana in a minute. Take a look here. This is another fake news story with a supposedly shooter. The shooting of a LAX officer. Supposedly bled to death for 33 minutes. Like someone had a stopwatch. Stood over his bleeding dead body while he's dying and counted down 33 minutes. Complete insult, complete joke. This is how they love to mock. And again, Freemasonry being international and international enterprise, the supposed Brussels bombing. You get your supposed 33 pounds of explosives found in the suspect's house. This is just their code saying we're behind it. Okay, Russell Brand, another puppet in the game. He has 33 tattooed on his wrist, just a mockery of Christ. Long hair as well. Now, getting back to Nirvana, like I said I would, the Cult in Euro, this author here, by Julian G. Garr. You get your G 3 times here. As mentioned before, A through Z is 1 through 26. You flip it over around again, and the G is 33. Just like the Green Bay Packers. Just like, of course, the G in Freemasonry is 33. That's how you get the concept. Just like the Golden Gate Bridge as well, the GG for 33 twice. And of course, it's International Orange. Orange is 33. Now, taking a look here, again at this quote. Another quote from Kurt Cobain. I will get stoned and worship Satan. Okay? You think, oh, he's just joking. He's just messing around. This is very literal. Okay? Look at his arms spread out here. Just a form of mocking Christ being crucified. This is how they do it now. Get another image here with the torn jeans. Just more mockery. He didn't scab his knees falling down. This is, again, all about Moses telling his sons not to tear his clothes. Definitely tore his jeans. Okay, now, this one song that actually got them off the ground, made them famous. It was called Smells Like Teen Spirit. Let's take a look here in Gematria. It just so happens, Smells Like Teen Spirit in Gematria. The first result is Pythagoras. And this is the calculator I've been using, the numerology calculator, Pythagorean numerology after Pythagoras. And of course, I'm using Chaldean as well. Let's take a look at the very end of Feels Like Teen Spirit. Just listen to what is said here, and it's 9 times. It's very key here. He says a denial 9 times. Take a listen. And again, the concept of doing things in opposites, learning to read and write, and listen to phonographic records backwards comes into play. Explain this. Let's take a listen. So you understand that whole entire concept, again, of why Satanists learn how to do things in reverse. All hidden in plain sight for those that understand the occult. Now again, getting back to the concept of why it was said 9 times. I showed before, it's from Satan's Service, where Anton LaVey rang a bell counterclockwise before his followers. He rings the bell 9 times. Satan's number is number 9. That's what it's all about. Now, those that still don't believe that Kurt Cobain is a Satanist, take a look at him here in his youth from a home video. In this video, he's wearing a Mr. T mask, but for those that know anything about Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, they'll know this is actually Kurt Cobain right in front of a satanic pentagram lighting these candles. Take a look. Turn on the sound, turn on the volume. You just see what he's doing here. Again, the Mr. T mask, but that's Kurt Cobain. Take a look here. Full into the occult. He knew what he was getting into, knew exactly what he was doing, and knew what Satanism was all about. Now again, showing how number 9 is Satan's number. Like Love Potion number 9. 666 as well. Now take a look at Kurt Cobain here. You see the white of his eyes, and it's all about demon possession. Make no mistake about it. Now take a look at his daughter. More recently, just not too long ago, just about a week ago, Frances Bean Cobain on why she is fascinated with Satanism. Okay? Runs in the family. Now getting back to the so-called Club 27, it's really Club 9. This is why they do it. This is why they fake all these deaths. Okay? It's 27. 18 would be too young. 1 and 8 is too young. 3 and 6, 4. 9 is a little bit too old. 2 and 7 is a good age for these singers. But with actors, a little bit different story when it comes to, once again, Joan Rivers being 81, being 9. One thing I want to mention as well, the supposed controversy with Michelle or Michael Obama calling him what he really is, a man. Of course, it's the truth. But again, the world's a stage and she's part of it. She did not die. She just, she came out of nowhere after being in the public eye. She was in hiatus for a very long time. Made a reprisal, played a little part, and vanished again from the world stage. No, without a shadow of a doubt, she's not dead. Not yet anyways. Same with Robin Williams. They just go into retirement. Just like the supposed Club 27. Again, nothing more than Club 9. All sellouts. This is how they do it. The people behind the scenes, they're going to give you hints. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. First off, I want to show Kurt Cobain in his youth. Was arrested for spray painting God is Gay. 19 years old. Now, talking about the satanic way, doing everything in opposites. Take a look. Kurt Cobain with the dress. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis. This guy is right here as well. All wearing dresses. This is, of course, all about going against the Bible, where the Bible states how homosexuality is an abomination. So, even if you don't have sexual tendencies for the opposite sex, it's all about doing things the exact opposite whatever the Bible says. Okay? Some more images. Be propped up. You make your turn. You have here Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana together. Some more images here with Flea. Full out sellouts. Kurt Cobain again. Taking a look at Metallica. I'm sorry, this is pretty disgusting. Needs to be shown for reference. Lars Ulrich, Kirk Hammett. You got the Skull and Bones once again. More of the same. James Hetfield is here as well with Ricky Martin. Of course, a homosexual. Got 3 right here. Now, again, getting back to Kurt Cobain to wrap up this video presentation, let's look at the date of his supposed death. Okay, April 5th. Okay, again, club number 9. Like I said, April, the 4th month of the year, you get your 4 and 5, you get your 9. Again, the 2 and 7, you get your 9 as well. You get your 9, 9, you get your 18, you get your 6, 6, 6. It's all by the numbers, how they do things. Now, predictive programming with the supposed death. They show you Kurt Cobain with a smoking gun from the 1991 album Nevermind. Basically, again, predictive programming. This one is a hoax without a shadow of a doubt. They're telling you right in plain sight what's going to supposedly take place with Kurt Cobain using a gun. And of course, by the numbers, take a look. Come as you are. 4 and 5 is 9. Again, Satan's number. Satan's the father of all lies, and they basically emulate Satan. This is what Satanism's all about. Just like Christians, they do their best to be like Christ. That's what Christianity is all about, being Christ-like. And this is what these Satanists do as well. All liars, all deceivers. Take a listen to the lyrics of the song. Where he says he swears he doesn't have a gun. Take a listen. Again, nothing but a 100% hoax. There you go. Again, just another player on the world stage, Kurt Cobain. Another satanic sellout exposed.
When the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies.
Is it just God, not a fair one?
Yeah.
They're still
That's
living
what the
here
Christians
as good
say.
citizens.
God, why was there Auschwitz? Well,
I'm a just God, not a fair one.